I've seen it, a life worth living is a life with meaning. I'll do what I love till my heart stops beating. I'm feeding this demon.
Alright, what's up everyone? Welcome to another episode of the Strength Classroom. Today I'm showing you a heavy lower body workout. You'll see why I don't really call them max efforts anymore. You'll see why. So, Hatfield squat's a great exercise. It's actually a great exercise if you don't really feel up to squatting, because the amount of weight you're going to use is going to be more. It should be more, but it's not going to be as stressful on your mind because you don't have to really worry about balance. You don't have to worry about form. Well, you do have to worry about form, but you don't have to worry about so many things. There's variables of the exercise that are easier, such as the walkout, the descent, and the balance. But then there's aspects and variables of the exercise that are harder, such as the amount of weight you are able to move and the amount of weight that's on your back. So you got to brace a lot harder because it's going to be weight your body's not really used to. So here I am working up. I worked up in doubles. Okay, so I wanted to work up to a heavy double for the day. So here's 505-ish pounds for a solid set of 2. And then I slapped another 50 pounds on. So this is like somewhere around 550. Still to this day, I haven't weighed my safety squat bar. It says it's 26 kilograms, which makes it 57 pounds, which makes it an extra 7 pounds. So I'll just call it an extra 5 pounds. Okay, so here's 550 for 2. Let's see how it goes. The descent is a bit too slow there. I'd like to see myself commit a bit more. I hate when I see other people go slow. And I especially hate it when I see myself go slow. Because if a weight is heavy and you're somewhat intimidated of it, why would having a slower descent make that rep easier? No, it's actually going to make the rep harder because the time under tension is longer. Now, instead of doing a crazy back down set where I took off a bunch of weight and did a set of 10, set of 15, whatever, I'm let me just take off a little bit of weight, pause at the bottom, and do a set of 4 to 6. So I decided to do a set of 5 with 500 pounds, paused at the bottom. Now this is a sick variation in my opinion. I've never really done this heavy, but a paused Hatfield squat is something I've never actually thought of, which is crazy because it just feels like it's right there. Now, wide stance good mornings. I got this from a subscriber when I asked what was your favorite hamstring exercise. Now, you can't really see how wide I am when it comes to this angle, but when I come from a 45-degree angle from the side, you'll notice my legs are super wide. I think this is even wider than how I would sumo, and this smokes your hamstrings and your adductors, the inner part of your thigh. You could see right there. That's really wide. I've never gone that wide on good mornings in my life. I've always gone with a narrow stance, but I actually really liked this variation a lot. This is 225 pounds on the bar. This is a great variation. If you don't like good mornings and can't really get into the groove and don't feel them in your hamstrings, go super wide like this and let me know what you think afterward, because I instantly was a fan. Now, you can't really see here because of how I filmed it, but my leg, so it would be my right leg, the leg that's on the right side of the left side of the screen, sorry, is on a 45-pound plate. So if my hips look a little bit askew, that is by design. So this is almost like doing it's a B stance squat. So my leg, this is a mouthful, my leg that is not on the plate is actually on my tiptoes the whole time. And it just gives a different feel to an exercise as opposed to doing a lunge. I think you get a better angle here. Yeah, you can see that I'm on the plate there. I did 3 sets of 8 to 12. I just clean the kettlebells up first. This gives a tiny bit of upper back stimulus. And yeah, you could see there. So what I like about this is I'll just relate it to jiu-jitsu and any type of grappling. You might be in a position where you have to have one foot on the floor, one foot not on the floor. So this applies to football, applies to rugby. You might find your joint angles in a position like this. So you might as well train your leg muscles like this. And it's also good for your ankles, good for your knees, good for your hip mobility as well. These exercises are highly, highly underrated, and I think a lot more people should do them rather than just like the standard exercise. So I finally slapped on more weight on the reverse hyper. I added 50 pounds aside. So what is this, 90? That's 140 pounds total. I don't count my legs, that's stupid. But as you notice, I'm letting it round and then arch and then getting my chest up. So I really do feel an erector contraction from, like, let's say my sacrum or my tailbone, whatever's at the bottom, all the way kind of up to my traps. It's a really good exercise. And then I did 100 reps of, let's call them belt calf raises. I really tried to pause at the top for a second. Calves are a super underrated muscle. It's a muscle that I have definitely neglected over the years. Let's be honest, when people talk about leg day, they're just talking about thigh day, because no one really does shit for their knees down. Not no one, but you know what I mean. I'd say most people. Rather than just throwing in a couple sets of calves. But let's be honest, a couple sets of calves every leg workout, that might take you a long way as opposed to no sets of calves every leg workout. And then did 40 reps of weighted sit-ups. And when I say total reps, it's just an as low amount of sets as I can. If I up the weight, it's going to be more sets. If I lower the weight, it's going to be less sets. Sometimes you don't want to think outside the spectrum of sets and reps, but that's all. It's a very simple workout. If you like this video, if you have any questions for me, drop a comment, like, share, subscribe, do all that good shit. And as always, ladies and gentlemen, have yourself a great day.